Good morning. It's gloomy, it's cloudy, it's a little bit chilly, and I really think that the cats have the right idea today. I would love to crawl back into bed for a little while and just be cozy, but I gotta head out there. I've got work to do. I've got some preparation to do for a couple of really big jobs that are gonna be very exciting. The tool shed and a project that my dad's gonna be working on as well. So I've got my rubber boots on for the first time in ages. The weather's been amazing, and I'm about to head down to the swampiest area of my land to show you what I'm talking about. And this swampy area that I speak of is actually becoming a swamp. I really need to give my water tank and my splash pool some love. I've even left Mr. Octopus in here all winter, and I'm sure he lost his chlorine goodness a very long time ago, so that's really just laziness. And same with this. I need to just fish this out, clean everything up, and give my tank a good old scrub, because my parents will be back in Portugal visiting for a whole month, and my dad has his heart set on building me a deck down here over the water tank. I think it's a really cool idea. It means that we'll be able to hang out over top of the water, get some coolness from the water underneath, and it just gives me more space down here. I want this to be my hangout terrace. I think it can be really cool, and having a deck as the beginning of that vision is going to be awesome. So my dad's looking for some measurements, and I need to get to the back of the tank. It's a little hard to reach certain spots, so I'm going to empty it, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to give it a good scrub. So my plan is to empty this out, distributing the water evenly amongst my terraces. This is already overflowing into the garden terrace, so that definitely has enough water happening. I put an overflow pipe in, but it must be blocked because it's not doing its job. So that needs some attention, and this needs some attention too. Probably a whole bunch of yucky, gross, rotting lemons that have fallen onto the hammock canopy thing. So I'll try to get those off. While I'm in here, I might also pick a bunch of these lemons because these branches are really loaded, and I think it's putting quite a bit of a strain on the tree. So I'm going to open the taps, empty this out, including the splash pool, and hopefully by the time this is empty, it's a bit warmer because I'll be hopping in here to give it a scrub. Let's start with the almond tree because, excitingly, it's got some flowers I wanted to show you. I should have pruned this before it started flowering, so I think what I'll do is just leave it for this year and try to give it a good old prune next year. It doesn't look too bad. It actually looked quite bad at the end of the summer. I wasn't sure if it was alive or dead, but it definitely seems to be coming back to life with a vengeance. So there's lots of signs of new growth and flowering, and it's very exciting. I've only ever had a couple of almonds off this thing because the birds seem to get to them first. But I'm hopeful, with all this flowering evidence, that we'll have lots of nuts this year. So I'll leave this hose on the tree for a while, come back down, move it around, and the tank will empty in the process. But in the meantime, I've got some work to do up beside the house. I'm really eager to get going on this tool shed, and I have a bunch of prep to do to set up for that. Some measuring. I want to get the scaffolding up. I need to clear the weeds. My hope is that when I get started on the tool shed in a couple of weeks, when the weather gets nice again, I'll have everything at my fingertips. Everything will be ready to go. I'll have a design finally, and all the tools in the right place, all the stones sorted, and everything will be ready to go, and I can just power through with the foundation work. Okay, job of the first. Let's tidy this mess up, pull these weeds out, and set up the scaffolding. Hello, little guy. Are you here to help me weed? Braving the rain with me, eh? It's a bit miserable out here, but together we can get it done. So it started raining, and I'm going to just power through, put the camera away. So here's the before shot, and you'll see me again, hopefully, when this place looks a lot tidier and a lot less weedy. So we'll see you soon. That's a whole lot of weeds, and this is probably the third or fourth wheelbarrow that I've taken from the top terrace, and I've made a massive dent in the weeding up there. It looks great, and I'm excited to actually start working there instead of living in fear of that area, because it was pretty awful. So I'm going to show you that in a minute, but first let's go check the water tank. It's been draining for about 3 hours, but it's going through a really small hose. I am giving my trees a good soak, but it's taking a long time. So let's go see how much more this has to drain out, because I'd really love to clean it out today. So hopefully it's moving along. I do have some unfortunate news to report. Manny Mango didn't make it through the winter. I got overconfident. He was looking so good all the way through the autumn and into the early winter, and then just took a turn recently. So because he was looking so lush and green, I didn't wrap him up in the white stuff that you're supposed to use over the winter for these types of trees. So unfortunately I learned that lesson the hard way. So I'm really sorry, Manny. I will try again with another mango tree, and this time hopefully I'll treat it a little better over the winter. But let's go take a look at the water tank, moving away from that sad situation with Manny over to a sad situation here. I guess it's not really that sad. It's thriving in here. There's lots of little lizards. It's more of a slimy situation. Very, very slimy. So it hasn't gone down very much at all. I'm going to actually open the bigger tap and let this thing flow more freely. Another issue I have besides the small hose is the fact that this always gets clogged. So this little thing here has quite a small diameter, and lots of stuff gets stuck in there. So we'll take this off. Come on. And open the big tap. And it doesn't matter if this part of my land floods, it's all just gonna sink in to the ground anyway. So hopefully the tank empties out pretty quickly and I can hop in there before the end of today and give it a scrub. But for now, let's go take a look at all of my hard work on the top terrace next to the house. It really is amazing how weeding can just clear your mind, make you feel much better about a space, which reminds me of all the weeding I have to do in here and how great I'm gonna feel after I get it done. If it doesn't rain too hard tomorrow, I'm coming for your garden. I'll be back. But right now, it's about this top toolshed terrace, and it's looking good. I'm really happy with the space, and I'm actually finally excited to get started on this project. I've been dreading it because of all the clutter, so here we are. Behold. It's a lot less green than it was, but it's a lot tidier, and I'm a lot happier. I still have to get rid of some weeds over here. I need to get rid of that cork. I'd really love to sort all these stones into the same sizes, so different piles with roughly the same size stones. And I've put this carpet down here to try to prevent weed growth underneath the scaffolding. This is going to be, I don't know, a sort of tool holder slash workbench type thing. And I'll probably use the back part to store wood as I'm working on it. And it's just a much nicer space. I haven't fully designed the tool shed yet, but I have some ideas, and I'm definitely going to make it a lot larger and kind of have a blank canvas here. It really is a great space. I'd love to measure everything out and just get a full design for this top terrace, probably including water storage, firewood storage, an outhouse, possibly an outdoor kitchen, a place to clean vegetables and stuff like that, and a good place for working undercover, a shady spot, spots to sit. I don't know. I'll have to sit down and try to be inspired. I'll probably spend a bunch of time tonight on Pinterest looking at cool outdoor spaces. Really, it's a blank canvas. I can move the polytunnel if I want to, so it can be this level extending out farther. The only thing I'll be working on for the foreseeable future will be the tool shed. The rest is going to come a lot later on. But if I have a rough design in place, it's going to just make everything a lot easier to visualize. And yeah, it'll just be nicer to work on it as a big project all at once, knowing where everything's going to go, rather than just kind of doing the tool shed and then trying to work around that later on. So let's go check the tank, see how that's doing, because I'm running out of daylight here. Oh wow, that was actually very, very fast. I wasn't expecting it to be empty already. So it's pretty gross. There's a lot of gunk in there, and I also need to empty the pool. So I'm going in because, foolishly, oh, I don't even know. I hope there's not a plug on the inside of the pool, because that would be really sad. How will I get it out? I definitely need a better solution for draining the pool. I'm hoping that this is the only plug, and when I pull this out, if I can get it out, the water comes out. The water is not coming out. Oh no. So there's a plug inside there. I'm gonna try to push it out with a stick from this side, because there's no way I'm getting in there to pull out the plug. Definitely need a redesign for the entire tank water system. I'll go over this another time. I have some ideas. The front of the tank needs a lot of work. There's a pipe underground somewhere buried in concrete that needs to be replaced, and I'll do that all at the same time, hopefully fairly soon, maybe in about March. So there's a lot of work to do, but right now let's see if I can get this pool emptied. Okay, here we go. This is my best option. I'm hoping that whatever's happening on the other side just pops out with a hit of the hammer. Ah! Ah! Come on. All right. Looks like it worked. So that was much easier than expected. I love it when things work out like that. I'm gonna get out of here because it's filling up quite quickly and my feet are getting wet. These boots are not of the highest quality. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm going to relax for 20 minutes, chill out a little bit, rest up, because the day has been dragging on and I'm tired, but I am determined to get this done as well. So I'll be back down here fairly soon to do the cleanup and hopefully fill the tank up again. All going to plan. I don't think it'll take too long. The algae really does come off quite easily. So I'll see you again very soon with an empty pool and some brushes and a hose and a whole bunch of cleaning stuff in my hands, ready to tackle this dirty water tank. So it's been about 40 minutes. I had a little bit longer of a rest than expected. The pool is mostly drained and it looks about as scary as I was expecting it to look. So there's a lot of stuff to scrub off in there, but I can already tell by the way the rest of the walls are that the algae will come up fairly easily because of this pool paint. It's a little bit trickier in the water tank and I've got to scrub a little bit harder, but it's not so bad. Not sure what's going to happen over there. Hopefully that comes off relatively easy. I've got my cleaning stuff and I've got a hose. And I guess I just have to get in there and get it done. I don't want to be doing this right now. I am quite tired. It's quite late, but I know how good I'm going to feel after I finish this job. So I'm just going to get in the tank and get on with it. garden is looking pretty swampy at the moment. I'll take him there. Come on. So this is slimy and messy and pretty horrible, and it's getting dark, and I want to be finished soon. So I'm going to put the camera away. I'll give you a before shot, and you'll see me again when this thing is hopefully sparkling clean. So I did as much as I could before it got dark, and now I'm being driven inside because there's no light left. So the water tank... Oh, hello little guys. These guys both like hanging out down here. I think they like looking for the little lizards. Where'd they go? Where did all the water go? What happened? What happened to your play area? What do you think? I know. So I'm not sure the cats are impressed, and I'm not sure I'm 100% impressed either. I have a bit more cleaning to do. The pool needs a scrub around where the algae was sitting at the water level. The tank still needs a bit of a better scrub, and I haven't even touched the area of the tank where the spring is, which is super green. But what I'm going to do is plug everything up, turn the taps off, and fill this up because I'm curious to see how much it fills up overnight. And also, since I was using the hose to spray the tank down, I probably need to refill my water tank soon as well. So I'll get a bit more water in here, pump up to the tank, and then I'll probably tackle this again sometime next week after the rainy days are over and hopefully the sun comes out again. But I'm happy with what I got done, even if it's not completely finished, and I'm happy to have nice clean water going into the tank after a winter of algae growing and sliminess and lizards and stuff. So yeah, it's been a really good day of work. I'm really pleased. I still have to take some measurements to send to my dad so he can help me design the deck. So I'll probably have a think about that tonight. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Oh, good morning. This guy likes what I have in the car. I have a whole load of cardboard in there, given to me by my friends, and I'm going to stick it on the garden. But he seems to want to go exploring in there, so in you go. What about you? What's happening up there in the car? Fun stuff with cardboard is happening, that's what. You looking for a little nook and cranny? Looking for a little hole to explore? In you go. This fun isn't going to last long, little guy, because this cardboard is coming out. You did not like that. Oh, yes you did. This cardboard's coming out to make room for some building supplies and a very, very important thing for the homestead that I'm going to go collect today. So I'm going to take this stuff out and I'll deal with this later when I get back. I'm hoping that the weather stays dry. What do you think? What's happening in there? I'm hoping the weather stays dry and that this afternoon when I get back from running my errands, I can stick this wonderful cardboard onto the garden. What'd you do? The sun's here now. You have fun with your new little cardboard playground. So I need a few things so I can collect the very important homestead material. I need some buckets. I need the shovel. And I might as well take a couple more buckets that are filled with water. I'll let those dry out a bit, and the rest of the stuff can go in the car ready for my departure very soon. But before I go, let's go check on the water level of these tanks to see what's happening. And this is exactly what I was hoping to see. It's beautiful, clear water, and a tank that's filled up very, very quickly. The water obviously flows a lot more quickly in the winter than in the summer. In the summer, it doesn't usually get up more than halfway. So this is nice to see. I'll be back down in here, I think, soon enough. It is interesting, actually, to see a couple of things with the pool. There's been a lot of the blue paint coming up on the bottom of the pool, so I don't know if I can just touch that up or what's happening there. And you can see the color difference between the part that's been underwater and the part that's been above. And there's like a ring of algae around the edge as well, which I'm hoping to clean up with some kind of something or other, elbow grease probably. But things are looking good. I still have a bunch of work to do in here, and I'm really excited to see what my dad comes up with for a patio. It's going to be over top of this area here, and this will obviously be either higher up or not there at all. And yeah, just an extra hangout space to go with the other hangout space over here. One thing I wanted to talk about, actually, since the weather is nice right now, is the possibility of actually extending this hangout area out. I love the idea of having kind of a space in front of the olive tree. I don't know what for, just having space. Maybe there's lawn chairs there for relaxing, maybe a hammock or something. So this wall maybe it would stay there, maybe I'd build a new wall, and it would come out and it'd be a kind of patio, just because I really love the view from here. And there's not so much space up there for lounging and chilling, so I like the idea of bringing out a bit of a space out here. Maybe it has a future hot tub, maybe that's crazy talk, who knows. But my garden is big enough as it is. I can lose some space on the garden for sure to gain some super sweet hangout real estate. But these are all the ideas that are swimming in my head. I have a lot of drawing and measuring and planning to do, which I still have not done, but I have lots of ideas, and it's really amazing to have a blank canvas like that to work with. So I'm gonna drink my coffee and then head into town. So the weather's taken a bit of a turn. I was hoping to give you a tour around what is probably my favorite building yard. It's just kind of a wonderland for anyone that likes to work with wood. But I'm here because I want to collect some sawdust. You know what, I'm gonna brave the rain anyway because I just really love wandering around this place. There's just something about, I don't know, seeing these big logs and like, what could you do with that? I just see like some kind of awesome supports or sculpture. Yeah, there's just a lot of cool things hanging around in here. I don't know what kind of wood anything is really. He mostly specializes, I think, in Douglas fir, at least for building. That's what I usually buy. But he's got all these huge planks. Something like this actually would be really nice for my bathroom counter. Don't know if it's really supposed to be sitting out in the rain. But yeah, actually maybe I'll inquire about this piece. It probably costs a fortune, it's super thick, but that's what I want, a nice big chunky piece of wood for my bathroom counter. That's what happens here. You wander around and you just see all these things that give you some inspiration. And then of course, that goes away because I'm busy with a million other things. But I'm not here to look at wood. I'm here to collect some sawdust, not only for my poo bucket, which is very important, but also for my garden paths. I'm going to try to spread it on the paths and see if I can suppress the weeds that way. So I'll scoop up some sawdust and see you back at home. So unfortunately, the weather here is just as crappy as it was there, so this sawdust shall remain in my car along with this NHL5 lime. This stuff is basically impossible to get in Portugal unless you order a gigantic pallet of it. The stuff that you get here is called HL5 lime, and it's not really the sort of lime that I want to use, but getting a hold of the stuff is difficult. However, I saw a post on Facebook of somebody ordering a pallet of the stuff, and they sold me 5 bags, and because they watch my channel, they gave me 5 bags for the price of 3, so that's really cool. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way towards helping my project. And this also will remain in the car because I don't have anywhere dry to put it, because the polytunnel is packed with stuff. So I'm gonna flee from the rain for a little while, and hopefully things clear up later and I can get this sawdust in the garden and pull some weeds. I know, it's horrible out here, and you're all wet. Yucky. Let's go inside. It's too miserable to be hanging out here in this horrible rain. I know, patience. All right, in you go. So I've been waiting around for ages for this weather to clear, and it's not clearing, and out there is a solid nope from me. So instead I'm gonna hide in the doorway and say goodbye from this video. I had grand plans to get out there and finish the garden before the end of this video, but sometimes you just have to let the weather dictate what you do, and there's no way I'm going out there and getting soaked. I'll do it when the weather clears. So I'm gonna find some jobs indoors for the next several videos. I've still got some more of the shower tray to do, plenty of stuff to do on the bathroom, and I might even start the wall section separating the bathroom from the living space as well. So lots of exciting things coming up, but not many of them are going to be located outside. So I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.